Let us see the noble truths of Buddhism. In the noble truths of Buddhism, we found the world is full of sorrow. The cause of sorrow is nothing but the desire. Sorrow can be removed by eliminating the desire. But the only process in which the sorrow can be eliminated is by scrupulously following the Buddhist order and also the Pithakas that are present in the Buddhist religion. And now let us look into the another type of Buddhism. We have seen Mahayana Buddhism, we have seen Hinayana Buddhism. Now we will see the Vehicle of Thunderbolt or Tantric Buddhism. In this Tantric Buddhism, what was happened while in the greater vehicle advancement, they were thought that the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are considered as male gods. In the 5th century AD, what was happened? The introduction of the female divinities into this sect, into this cult of the Buddhism. And these feminine divinities are helpful in the practice of magico-religious rites. But what is this? The Buddhas and also Bodhisattvas considered as male gods, and they are supreme gods, and that's transcendent, and they are taking a very great rest in the meditation. Meanwhile, what happened? Their wives, the goddesses, become very active. They are considered as Shaktis. Since they are aloof, these Shaktis or the goddesses are very active. To approach these gods, the way is to approach the goddesses first and then they can approach these gods. These were the ideas that were generated out of the Hinduism and which was gradually introduced into the Buddhism and also the Hinduism at that time in the 5th century AD. And what happened next? The productive thought of the divine sexual union is an idea in the Rigvedic period. And in the human beings, the sexual union of the people after marriage with great rites was introduced into the new sects of Hinduism as well as Buddhism. And those rites which are mystical in nature, and by following those rites and also by following the activities of all these Buddhist sects to achieve all these meditation, and also the final achievement is the acquiring the great power from the God. So that power is called Vajra, and the Buddhism that is coming out of this power by acquiring through meditation and by acquiring the Buddhist order, and that power is Vajra, and this Buddhism is mystical Buddhism or Tantric Buddhism and also called the Vehicle of Thunderbolt. Under Pala kings of Bengal and Bihar, the Vehicle of Thunderbolt patronized very much. The sect reached the highest stage of detachment and mental training, acquired supernatural powers. The sect of Buddhist monks became freelancers, did not live in monasteries under orthodox discipline. They attempted feats of sorcery and necromancy, which is against the Buddhist order. Huan Sang found certain monasteries permeated, also pierced with magical practices. The chief woman divinities of this sect were the savioresses, which are also called Taras, the spouses of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. They were also the hosts of lesser women divinities. Many called them as demons. They were outcast women, matangis, demonesses called pisasis, sorceresses called yogins, and seagulls called dakinis. With their wives, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they are considered as members of Hindu pantheon, often depicted with many arms, with ferocious poses. The book of Sadhana outlines the practice of Tantra of this new cult vajrayana or Tantric Buddhism. By pronouncing the right mantra in correct manner and also by exposing the correct symbol yantra, one might force the gods to bestow magical powers on the worshipper and lead him into highest bliss. One of such famous Tantric Buddhism is Sadakshara or 6 syllables, that is Hom, Mani, Padme, Hum, still written and repeated thousands of times in Tibet. Tantric Buddhism did not neglect the technique of mental training. Their main direction is to achieve supernormal power. Imagining Pranjana Paramita, the heavenly Buddha and his Tara on the lotus, also acted upon in his meditation to achieve this superpower. The meditation of Vajrayana is psychopathic. The practitioner will reborn from the womb of the Tara and in his imagination kill his father Buddha and take his place, that is the power. In the sexual rites of Vajrayana, all these taboos are lifted. Incense is permitted, drinking is permitted, meat eating is permitted, which were not there in the Hinayana and Mahayana. The normal rules of behavior was no longer valid in the Vajrayana meditation, that is psychopath. The extremism of drinking and also extreme eating of the meat sometimes lead to the spiritual murder. The practitioner of Tantric Buddha are called sadhakas or sadhakacharyas. Tantric books, that is Guhya Samata, deal with the yoga. Manusri Mulakalpa deal with the mantras, that is finger and body poses. So with this we have seen the Vajrayana Buddhism or Tantric Buddhism and its implications in the Tantric Buddhism.